Hip-hop and rap music has always been about authenticity and keeping it real. However, we as rappers and fans of this historic art form would be lying if we said that one of our favorite aspects of some of the greatest rap artists of all time is their ability to know how to create a rap persona and weave characters through their musical canon. Whether it's a fully fledged alternative personality through the likes of Slim Shady for Eminem, a 1 to 2 song demonic presence having a conversation such as Damien in DMX's work, or it is a moniker or nickname that turns into another persona or personality of sorts over the course of their careers, such as Mr. Rager for Kid Cudi, Hova for Jay-Z, or King Kunta for Kendrick Lamar. All of these different aspects of knowing how to create a persona can be an absolutely crucial skill for up-and-coming musicians and their fans to understand to become a true artist and not just another rapper. In today's video, we'll show you how some of the greatest rappers of all time created their alter egos and rap personas, and how you too as a rapper can learn how to create a rap persona. Now, today's video is inspired by commenter Miguel Sosa, who asks, how do I create a persona / character as a rapper? Can you do a video about that, please? This comment was liked by a noticeable amount of people, so we thought it was a good topic to discuss. Now, the first thing we need to do, as we hinted at in the beginning, is separate the difference between a persona and a character. A persona is an alternate personality within the artist's full sense of self that comes out over the course of songs, skits, and often the length of their career. This persona may be full of unique differences from the true self of the rapper, such as Slim Shady being a violent, uncaring, braggadocious persona in songs like My Name Is or The Real Slim Shady, whereas Marshall Mathers is a reflective, introverted father in songs like Rock Bottom or The Way I Am, or the persona may be a nickname or series of nicknames to describe the celebrity image a rapper portrays to the world while hiding their true self from the public. Jehovah / Jigga vs. Jay-Z comes to mind when I think of this. A character is closer to a movie character where the rapper is changing their voice for the length of a song, skit, or sometimes even songs, but it's clear that the artist doesn't want us to think of the character as part of their personality. That's probably the main difference between a persona and a character. A persona comes from the rapper's actual personality, hence the word persona being in there, and a character is meant to be someone completely different with a different personality and backstory, even if the rapper plays the character in the song. Good examples of a character would be Eminem's Ken Kniff, DMX's Damien, or even J. Cole's female character on Lost Ones, where he plays someone who isn't even the same gender as him. Now, let's first start with creating a character in rap because it's a little bit easier to follow and you can experiment with characters a lot faster than you can a full-on persona. Before we begin this step, if you struggle to think of song concepts that would help you to write a character in your lyrical story, we have a free video course, How to Write a Rap on Any Topic in 20 Minutes or Less, that will help guide you for free on how to start creating characters, which you can pick up by clicking the first link in the video description. In any case, the first thing I would suggest in creating a character is developing the voice of your character that you would integrate within your rap. Step 1 is use your location to find a voice. Decide first on a location that the character is from, using accents or voices you've heard in your life that stand out to you based on your upbringing. Alright, so for example, I'm an American born and raised, but I've lived in the UK before and recorded a few albums there, so it's not hard for me to do a decent British accent as a character. In your case, yep, that was me. In your case, you might be from Brooklyn like Jay-Z and create a West Indian character like he did in Friend or Foe 98, since there's a large Caribbean presence in the Brooklyn borough, or maybe simply adjust your voice to be more high-pitched if your tone is naturally deep, but keep the character's background from your same city, as the Notorious B.I.G. did on Give Me the Loot. Step 2, find a likely scenario you and your character would interact in. Secondly, think about a scenario or environment that you can use this voice in you found you would interact and build your character-based rap around. A humorous example would be how the Southern preacher in the first verse of Eminem's Criminal is doing a press conference commentary prayer about Eminem. Remember, please Lord, this boy needs Jesus. Save this child, help him destroy these demons, and so on. Or in the case of Jay-Z in Friend or Foe 98, his West Indian adversaries are trying to rob him for money. A likely scenario Jay-Z likely would find himself in as a street hustler in 1980s New York City. Step 3. Write the character into one of your next raps. I don't want to say this is the easy part, but essentially this portion should not be overthought. You can simply write 1 or 2 bars of the character into a small section of your verse to start practicing your voices and leave it at that. Don't feel like you need to write an entire song like Damien with DMX just to do this at the start. Going back to the criminal example, that preacher voice only shows up for 1 bar. Eminem responds to him in his normal voice, and then the song moves on. Over time, you can incorporate more characters with longer discussions as you get better, such as Eminem going from mentioning Christopher Reeves in a few bars on songs to actually impersonating him for a whole verse on the Relapse album. Next, we come to the holy grail question asked by Miguel that prompted this video: how to create a persona in rap. Probably the most iconic version of a persona is of course Slim Shady, so let's talk about that. According to D12 and Eminem himself, Slim Shady was born while Eminem was broke, frustrated that his first underground album, Infinite, was not as well received as he had hoped. Although when we re-listen to Infinite now, it sounds like an amazingly complex lyric and rhyme masterclass, what it isn't is very original. At the time, Eminem was trying to emulate rhyme-heavy New York rapper AZ with some of the storytelling of Nas mixed in and so on. Infinite was the pinnacle of Eminem being polite and cool. He was really a straight-up cool cat, but the frustration came out when he started getting criticism about the Infinite album, people saying like it's soft, you sound like this person or that person, as one D12 member said. Therefore, Eminem started racking his brain for a more violent, aggressive persona to match the incredibly complex rhymes he had been developing. Enter Slim Shady. Therefore, the best place to look is think of what your regular rap style is lacking and build a persona around that. This doesn't mean to delete the skills you already have. Eminem kept his rhyme complexity and storytelling, but think about what things your normal personality may not bring to the table that you could use in your persona. Another good example is Hova for Jay-Z. The Hova personality really started to pick up for Jay-Z in his 3rd and 4th albums after he began to sell a massive amount of records and went commercial. His debut album, Reasonable Doubt, was more like a mob movie where he would wear suits, tell stories of the underlife, and so on. His 2nd album, In My Lifetime, was much more reflective, where he would talk about his personal guilt for individual actions such as shooting his brother. It wasn't until Hard Knock Life and the Big Pimpin' era Jay-Z started saying Hova, chants going through the songs, once he was now personally crowning himself as the king. Therefore, Jay-Z is a more reflective, descriptive hustler type, and J-Hova or Hove is the multi-millionaire, now billionaire, on a yacht pouring champagne. J-Hova filled in the gaps for the introspective Jay-Z. Therefore, what are you missing in your regular rap style that you need to fill in? As we've just shown, it doesn't have to be one way or the other. If you're too lyrical miracle, create an aggressive persona like Slim Shady. If you're too reflective, create a braggadocious persona like Hope. The last option is simply come up with a nickname, alias, or moniker to start calling yourself for a song or an album and then let it grow with time. That's how Mr. Rager for Kid Cudi and King Kunta for Kendrick Lamar went. It's not like King Kunta is a specific character who speaks in a specific voice for Kendrick that he has to change, nor is it a persona that he uses to fill in gaps in his personality or anything like that. It's simply the name of a song, and if anything, fans are more likely to call him King Kenny, and then Kunta is a play on that. But it worked with his individual brand because Kendrick enjoys connecting his body of work with Black history, and obviously Kunta Kinte is a name featured in Alex Haley's book Roots, one of the most important Black history books of the 20th century. Therefore, there are many avenues for you to successfully integrate a rap persona and characters into your work. We highly suggest first peppering in characters like we suggested into a bar or two and building from there. You can additionally start practicing writing full conversations with the characters by picking up our free How to Write a Rap course, and as you're developing that skill, you can move on to thinking about the missing pieces of your regular rap style and fill in with a persona. Lastly, write down some moniker ideas as well that will help to make your song titles more interesting without being inauthentic. Now, I want to see you in the comments. Who is your favorite rap persona that a famous rapper has created? Get some idea. I've been your host, Drew Morrissey, the big homie Drew for How to Rap, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.